Oh man, is there anything more fun and creative in the studio than stretching audio? Man, I love the crazy results that you get from taking a tiny little snippet of audio and just going crazy with manipulation. You know, with Halloween right around the corner, I was inspired this week to sort of share some ideas and demonstrate just how effective it can be to stretch audio. You know, with the tools that we have available today, I'm convinced that I could score an entire horror film without playing a single note on a keyboard, just going and grabbing little snippets of song files and stuff from your catalog and repurposing it by stretching it into something new. And so for today's session, let's dive right in and start stretching audio. All right, so I just created a brand new session and dropped a 4-bar loop from our most recent Radio Gator 3 jam. Check it. Oh yeah, there are so many time stretching tools available to us, and today I'm going to be using just about everything that I have available to me. And this is what I encourage you to do. You know, every single user, depending on what DAW and what system you're working on, you're going to have different options available. Some of those DAWs are going to have options built right into them. And I just encourage you to experiment, because every one of these time adjusting plugins or standalone apps, every one of them, in my own experience, creates different results, right? Radically different results from the very same sample. One of my all-time favorites is called Speed by Soundtoys. This is no longer available. It's an Audio Suite plugin. And in fact, I had to boot from my old 2013 iMac to get an instance of this up so we can hear it. Oh yeah, Speed has always been one of my go-to stretching tools when I'm trying to stretch time without changing pitch. And it does such a good job of it. Check it out. The max adjustment that we can make is what they call 50% or double. Let's go ahead and render this piece of audio with Speed. Let's do that again. All right, that's cool, but let's do it again. Let's do that one more time. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere, and this is exactly where I like to introduce extra effects. Just start putting a bunch of effects on. The first thing I'm going to want to do is modulate it, no question. Probably put a filter freak on, do something with some actual modulation in that filter freak, turn the time, the sweep of it to minimum so it's really slow, and pull that frequency back. All right, right after that filter, let's drop in a delay. And since we're on Soundtoys, let's just stick with Soundtoys. We're going to use Echo Boy, and the first thing I'll do is dial it up to a ping pong delay. I'll set this one to a dotted eighth, and I'll throw a little bit of feedback up on that thing. And we keep heading down the trail. That is the beginning of something totally new. It has nothing to do with the original sample, and this is exactly why I love time stretching and spending time experimenting with this. It's the happy accidents and those crazy surprises. Sometimes I hear things coming out of my speakers that literally just blow me away. Stuff that I would never program by myself or come up with the idea of creating. It's just so awesome that the random awesomeness that happens from manipulating audio. Well, while I'm on this system, let's go ahead and dial up another one of my favorite audio suite plugins, Pitch and Time Pro from Serato. This is a killer plugin. Let's see what we can get up to with this thing. Yeah, let's take Pitch and Time Pro down to like maybe, I don't know, 7% or something like that. Let's check this out and see what it sounds like. Very, very cool. Let's go ahead and process that. Well, let's get a jam going on here. And let's get some effects on this baby, like a filter for starters. I mean, we're doing this in real time. I have no idea what's going to happen with any of this stuff. And this is what makes it so fun. It's absolutely random. Yeah, these are a couple of my kind of old school fave time stretching tools, but let's go ahead and open up this loop on my current system and try some different tools. All right, now I'm on my current system. Let's take that exact same loop and introduce another audio suite plugin called Time Shift. Check out how crazy this gets when you change the different modes. Almost every one of these devices has different algorithms or different modes of how they stretch that sound. You've got to try them all because this is part of the experimentation. Some of the craziest results come from trying different modes, right? So the default mode of this one is polyphonic. Let's go and take this down to say, I don't know, 50%. That sounds absolutely killer. Let's go ahead and process that, render it. Let's throw it all in the mix. This is so much fun because there's no limit to how much fun you can have. Every single time you introduce another plugin and tweak another knob, it's like, what? ridiculous. I love that effect, and this is why it's so important to try the different modes. Every other mode that this Audio Suite plugin has sounds terrible. It just sounds like useless. But as soon as I flip to rhythm, oh man, suddenly I've got glitched out drums that I don't know if I could ever program exactly what was played there. So this is exactly why I love experimenting. You know, another time stretching tool that I absolutely love experimenting with is Paulstretch. Let's go ahead and close down Pro Tools and open up a standalone version of Paulstretch because this is fun too. And this is free. Anybody can go download this off the internet. It's awesome. This is a really, really fun and creative tool to create brand new soundscapes from a tiny little sample. Let's get into it. So let's open up a file. Let's bring in that very same sample. And another amazing aspect when it comes to Paulstretch and jamming is the fact that you can literally jump around on the scale and adjust how many times it's stretching, right? In real time. And it's so effective. Check this out. Yeah, this balance adjustment that I'm making between the tonal and the noise, this one's critical in Paulstretch, and it can create awesome sounding tracks. Absolutely archaic and basic as far as the interface goes, but is it ever effective? Yeah, this whole business of stretching audio, this can be one of the most creative and inspiring things you get up to in the studio. So much so that it's inspired me to go ahead and drop a collab scare jam for next weekend. Halloween's coming up. Why don't we collaborate together and create something absolutely creepy? So I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the description of this video, an upload link, where you can go ahead and upload me one sample. So in an effort to manage this little creep show that we're going to put together for next week, I'm going to put a couple of parameters on this. I'm going to ask for anybody who's uploading a sample to limit that sample to 5 seconds in length. And if it's going to contain any kind of musical reference, like a key or a pitch, that you just strictly play the black keys. This has been one of my kind of secret weapons in doing jams. If everyone stays limited to those black keys, it'll make it a lot easier for me to assemble next week. And if you're going to contribute, you're going to have to hustle because I'm putting a deadline of Sunday night on this thing. Oh man, I can't wait to collaborate with all of you and create a total creep show for next Friday's session, just in time for Halloween. Thank you very much for sitting in on today's session. And remember, the cutoff for our little Creep Show collab, Sunday night at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Let's get creepy.